I am the owner of a unit in a complex of 27 units. The whole complex is more than 50 years old and shows signs of ageing. At strata meetings, there's interest in selling the whole complex to a developer, but there are 8 units that stubbornly will not ever sell. Can we force the issue? As I was told, the new strata rules allow a majority to override. What's the legal position?
So, firstly, I guess it's always important to point out that Section 91 1, the general duties of the strata company, require that they must keep in good service, repair, properly maintain, and if necessary, renew and replace the common property. So there is a positive obligation for schemes to maintain their buildings. Yeah, by the sounds of it, this complex is now starting to show signs of its age, and depending on where it's located, you may see that the underlying land value exceeds the gross realisation of the units. The new legislation did introduce termination of schemes, Part 12 of the Act. It is quite detailed and fairly onerous, but it's not a majority vote. It's actually an 80% requirement that owners vote in favour. If it's 27 units, they need 22 units to vote in favour of the termination of the scheme. So if he's suggesting that there's 8 units that stubbornly refuse not to sell, it would be very challenging for them to be able to achieve an outcome that sees the scheme terminated. Ultimately, I think they need to get their 10-year maintenance plan undertaken and look to get ahead of some of those maintenance issues that seem to be a concern now.
And possibly even when they had the 10-year maintenance plan drawn up, it would draw the attention to how much money they're needing to put away, wouldn't it? And then maybe some of the people that aren't looking to sell might reconsider their situation when they see what sort of money they'll need to put into it over the next 5 and plus years, 5, 10, 15 years.
It's certainly a big debate with some of our older schemes that we're seeing right now, particularly in the western suburbs, where you have such a high land value. We are having these discussions with our owners on a very regular basis around about what their strategic plan should be going forward, particularly when they do get a 10-year maintenance plan. And there might only be 8 lots, and yet you've got concrete cants and you've got subsidence and some of these very expensive maintenance issues that need to be addressed. Owners are now starting to question, well, do we want to have to keep paying, or contributing $100,000 a year into a reserve for such a small scheme? Or do we now have to think about realising the underlying land value and potentially terminating the scheme and moving on?